Honestly, I look at rope flow as kind of like its own internal martial art. You know, internal martial arts.
Yeah.
So when it comes to internal martial arts, like I think Tai Chi would be considered one. Bagua would be considered an internal martial art. When it comes to these martial arts, they're not necessarily like external martial arts like jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. That's based on the output, based on the damage you're going to give to an opponent. The focus is more so on breathing, mastering the movement, linking the movements together. You're more focused on what's going on internally and what your body is doing through space. Now, there are forms of like aspects of Tai Chi that can be applied to combat, but when you see a lot of older people doing Tai Chi, it's this flowing movement practice that gets the body feeling better afterwards than when it began.
In a lot of ways, just having spent a good amount of time, like early mornings in China and so on, it's kind of like, people are going to crucify me for this, but it's kind of like Chinese yoga in a sense. Like they are moving through all of these different planes of movement. They're doing it every day.
Yeah.
And like even the kind of rotational, like kidney slapping stuff.
Yep.
There are some similarities.
Absolutely.
When you look at rope flow and then you look at what these like 80, 90-year-olds are doing in China in the park every morning.
And they're 80 and 90, dude. That's the thing that's so amazing to me. Like you're still moving like that at 80 and 90. You're independent.
Yeah.
You know, I would even assume that a lot of these people probably feel minimal amounts of pain. They feel a level of freedom in their bodies at that age.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of how I look at rope flow when you learn to link things together. So we learned a few movements today, but there are so many more movements that you learn.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that you do some of this stuff this week, Tim. You're going to wake up and it's just going to be there. You don't have to think about the movement now. You just go outside, you do it. It's no thought, right? It turns into a flow. It turns into a flow state practice, right? That's where I think the strength is because that feels like play. Yeah. It no longer feels like, a frustrating rope flow practice. Although when you start learning new moves, there's a level of frustration. Yeah, I still hit myself. That eye hit you did today where you knocked your eye, I do that all the time when I'm learning new shit. The rope will still do that to me. Yeah. Because the rope teaches you how to rotate.
Yeah.
You learn how to follow its weight. It'll teach you how to rotate better by hitting you, by not rotating cleanly. When you clean that up, then it rotates cleanly to the left and cleanly to the right. And then again, when you link all this stuff together, it's play. It's a flow state play that always feels better afterwards.
Now for people listening, and for me, oftentimes when I say for people listening, it's just because I want to ask the question for myself. I am the type of person, I know myself well enough at this point, I am almost certainly not going to become the Muhammad Ali of rope flow or the Fred Astaire of rope flow. It's just not going to happen, right? What are like the bread and butter minimum effective dose? Maybe people can find this. You can point them to where they can find these things. But like, are there 2 or 3 movements where you're like, okay, if you're just going to do 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, maybe it's 2 times 5, right? To like start your day and to end your day.
Yeah.
What are like the bread and butter moves where it's like, if you only did this, there would be a lot of upside?
Yeah.
What are those?
First off, I have a full Foundations rope flow course that is free. It's like 50 plus videos of it. It's at school.com/thestrongerhuman.
Okay.
It is free. Yep. Okay. Now, overhand, race and chase, underhand race and chase, propeller or dragon, which is what we did today.
Yeah.
Right?
Did I do race and chase?
You did? Yeah, that's what you did. You the overhand race and chase. You did the underhand race and chase.
Race and chase is walking while you're doing?
It's not walking. You can just stand there. But you added walking into it. You added a gait pattern into it, right? So overhand race and chase, underhand race and chase, propeller, link those 3 together. You have a flow from side to side, right? And those are like, that's the basics, right? You learn to link those together. You'll feel better.
Yeah, okay.
You mentioned you're not going to become the Muhammad Ali of rope flow or whatever. But one thing that I think is good to understand is like, we got decades for this, bro. You know what I mean? Like, what is 3 to 5 or 10 minutes a day for a few years? How good are you going to be at this a year from now, just from 5 minutes? Like, you're going to look pretty fucking good. And then, my mom's probably listening. She didn't want me to curse.
But, sorry, Mom. I'm going to forget and I'm going to curse myself. So you can blame it on my bad influence.
But 5 years from now, doing it 5 minutes, you'll probably do it longer because you're going to naturally just get better at it. You're going to just be moving really well with this from this minimal input.
Yeah.
It can be a practice that beats you up, especially because you can get a workout from it. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be something that beats you up. But if you want to go intense with it, use a heavier rope,
How
You
much
can.
do ropes cost for people listening? Because I haven't even asked that. I should have asked that.
Yeah.
How, like, to get something you can use for this, because I do find a little bit of heft to be helpful, right?
Yeah.
We started with a very light rope, which was almost like a lariat, like a lasso. I mean, it was very small in diameter. How much does it cost to get the Magna XL?
The Magnum.
Yeah,
XL.
yeah,
It's not
exactly.
the Magnum.
How much does one of those cost?
I think the Magma XL is like
It's Magma.
Magma, not Magnum. No, it's Magma. Your mind went to Magnum.
Oh, I know.
But it's
It's
Magma.
like, yeah,
It's red. Magma.
Some people can't be saved. I got it. Magma. Okay, God, I screwed that up twice. Okay, Magma XL. And this probably, we were kind of bouncing around. It's probably the rope itself probably weighs like 2 pounds, 2-3 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe
like 2
maybe
pounds.
less.
Yeah.
All right. And how much does that cost?
That one's like $80, I think.
$80.
This is the thing, though. If you want to just get yourself a rope from Home Depot and cut it and make a rope, that's fine. You can work that. You can even work with an exercise band you might have at home. You can mess with some of this using a belt if you don't want to get anything, if you just want to like do the bare bones stuff. But certain ropes like the Magma XL, the RMT rope, which I think is like $40 or $45, there's a feedback that you get from the rope because it's very smooth when you're rotating it. That kind of feels better than a Home Depot rope. Doesn't mean you can't use a Home Depot rope or a rope from a boating store. Boating store ropes are actually pretty good quality.
I bet.
Boating stores are really good quality ropes. So you could get something from there, cut it up, make your rope, you're good, right? So that's the thing. It's like, it's a practice that if you don't want to spend anything on it, you don't have to. Or if you want to spend nothing or very minimal amounts of money, you can do that. But then all you need is your rope, some sunlight, or you can do it indoors if you want to, and you're going to feel better.